All right, y'all, we're going to get right into it. Per usual, not wasting any time. You got a point guard, 6'6", 180 pounds, 7-foot wingspan. I'll give you that right off the rip, but let me just say all the stuff that you don't actually really care about, but I got to say it anyways. A like, a sub, a comment, anything, it would mean a lot. It helps us on the channel. It helps us grow. It helps the community grow, all of that. You don't have to, but I would greatly appreciate it, especially if this video helps you in any way at all. Other than that, we're going to get right into it. I already had this video planned, but tonight they actually announced the all-star starters for the West and for the East, but SGA was one of them. So I think the timing's perfect. I'm going to work my best to get this video up for y'all late tonight or like first thing in the morning, but we're going to get into it. Appreciate you. All right, y'all. So this is the build right off the rip. Usually we build this up, right? We start at 0 and I build this up with you guys, but I'm just going to show it to you right off the rip. We're still going to go through everything from top to bottom, and we're going to talk about each attribute and why specifically I went with that, all of that. We're going to do all of that. But I figured I'd start it this way. That way you don't got to skip towards the end and miss what I'm saying just because all you really want to see is this, right? So this is it. This is my personal build that I run, my personal point guard. I've been running it for a while now. It's my favorite build that I've been on for sure, just because all around it does a lot, right? We have block, we have some rebound, we've got great perimeter, we've got great steal, we've got elite shooting, and we're still finishing with layup, and we still have dunk as well. The way I was able to do all of this is because I put my pass accuracy down to 77 for the first time. So let's start here. I made this build initially for Park. That's what I made it for. I only went to 71 free throw because I was like, when I'm in the rec for leveling, I at least want to hit a free throw, I'll get the bronze 3 points, but I made this build for Park. Since then, it has become my everything build because 77 passing truly is good enough. I'm going to show you clips. We're going to go through it the same way we always do, but I'm really stoked off of this build. I've really been enjoying it. So let's start from top to bottom. 62 close shot. You guys know we don't invest in a close shot. If you've been here, if you're returning, whatever it is, I've never invested in a close shot specifically for anything. It's just there by default because of where we put other attributes. So close shot, moving on. Driving layup. If you have been here for a while, driving layup, 80 for the Jimmy Butler floaters. I utilize floaters a lot personally. I really enjoy them. For me, they are elite, and that's something I say. This build might not be great. It might not be great for you, and everything's subjective. This build is great for me because of the game modes I play, the people that I'm used to encountering, and I build it around my personal experience with the game. I personally am typically in Pro AM3s, Rec, whether it's for leveling or just because I do enjoy the Rec. If we can get Pro AM5s, we run it, but we honestly rarely get to do it just because we don't have enough people that are reliable. So it's usually Pro AM3s, messing around in the park, maybe in the theater, or Rec 5s, but we'll go in with 4, and we usually have an AI, or sometimes we'll just go in with 2 or 3, whatever it is, whatever homies are around, that's who I go in with. That being said, all of this works for me. The 87 ball handle, the 75 speed with ball, all of that, it works for me. However, I did make this off of a build that Chalk runs, and Chalk is a competitive player. Now, he has 2 versions of his build, one with 92 ball handle, the gold speed booster, all that, and then another one that's similar to this, that it only has the 85 ball handle, 75 speed with ball, 74 acceleration, and 86 speed. We're going to get into detail about all of that, but for me personally, this build is great. What I always say for you guys is build what works best for you. Just use this as a template. I'm going to give information, we're going to talk about stuff, but for instance, the 3 ball's up to 86. If you're not much of a 3 shooter and you'd rather have more dunk or more defense, whatever else it is, put that 3 ball down to 78. Now you've got stuff to work with, right? So there's always things you can adjust, right? And change. And I always encourage that and say like, yo, this is just a template. This is what works best for me, but this is just a template for you. If you think it works best for you, go ahead and make it exactly how it is. But alter some things, make it fit you better. Let's get into it. The 80 driving layup, I absolutely utilize floaters a lot. I love the Jimmy Butler layup package. It's all that I need. I love it, and I think it's worth investing into. For me, it's worth investing into. So 80 driving layup gets you Jimmy Butler, gets you fearless finisher if you put up your strength, which we'll get into, but 60 strength to get the silver fearless finisher. Then we've got obviously Giant Slayer, Slithery, and all these other badges that you guys see here. Pro Touch Hall of Fame. Pro Touch is a very, very good badge. So definitely worth getting if you are going to get some layup. Jimmy Butler layup package. I love it. Floaters are great. I'm sure I'm showing you some clips. If that's not your style, again, change it. If you don't use layups, or you've never done a floater, or it's just not something you're into, or layups in general you just don't use, don't invest into this layup. Put those points elsewhere. In driving dunk, I'm up at 40. I went to 40 because I could, and it gets you CJ McCollum dunk package along with a few other dunk packages, but to be honest, I would only go to the 36. Yes, you can get dunks, and again, I'm probably showing you now, but you're still gonna get the dunks that you need, and we're only investing into this dunk so that we can go up on a fast break. We're only doing it open. That's it. Just like in case someone is closing out on a chase down or whatever on a fast break, we can go up and we can finish at the rim if we need to, and it's gonna be a little bit more efficient. That being said, I went to 40 for the CJ McCollum because I thought, oh, maybe I'll get, a little bit better of animations. It doesn't matter. You're only doing it literally on fast break. And with me, how I play, I'm only doing it on fast break. So me personally, if I remade this build, I'd only go to the 36 driving dunk. That's all that you need in order to get the 2 that you'll finish at the rim on those fast breaks in the open. It doesn't even have to be a fast break. If you're wide open, you'll be able to finish at the rim. Nothing flashy at all. You're just getting a dunk. But I'd probably put it down to 36, which is the minimum you need for the driving dunk. And then you can put your standing dunk up to 45. It maxes at 48, but 45 is all you need to get the 2 packages that we're looking for. You're not going to get anything from 45 to 48. So you only got to go to 45, and then you can put some other points elsewhere. But knowing what I do now, I wouldn't go to the 40 dunk. I don't necessarily regret it, but I definitely could run it at 36 and then put those points who knows where, right? Maybe it's not even worth it. I don't know. I mean, 1 into layup, 2 into layup, maybe worth it. 81 gets you DeMar DeRozan, which I've done a video on that as well. Could be worth it if that's your play style or if that's what you want. But either way, I made it with the 40 driving dunk. Definitely enough to finish, like I said, but you could definitely go to 36 and you're still going to finish. Some of these finishes that I'm showing you in these clips are actually the animations from the 36 driving dunk packages, not the CJ McCollum dunk package. So 36 is enough. It's all you need. You can put, a couple extra points elsewhere if you want, make your free throw higher, whatever it is. Your choice, totally. But this is how I made the build. This is how I have it right now with what I'm running. So this is what I'm showing you guys. 65 post control. I did that. Again, this is for me. I just want the silver post fade phenom. That's as low as I'll go. If I could, I would get the 85 post control. And maybe if I did the 36 dunk, I could have gotten that. So for me, I definitely would have rather had that because then I get the Hall of Fame post fade phenom. I personally do go into the post when I can. It's not something I necessarily hunt for, but when it's there, I do like to use it. And also just think about this as well, is when you do go into the post, you don't have to necessarily be on someone or have somebody on you. You can use it to create space. So if someone's, kind of closing out on you and you're in the post, rather than just taking a standstill jumper from right there, right? You can post up and do a post fade out, jump out, a hop shot, and create a lot more space. So it's just going to give you a more open shot. And I use that a lot. So the post fade phenom Hall of Fame, a great badge. So if I could, this is actually how I would use those points if I had them elsewhere. But I know that I like to do that. And since I don't do it very often, I can get away with the 65 and just having it silver because I don't use it enough to have it at 85, even though post control is so cheap. And the silver is enough because, again, I'm not even always doing it contested. I'm more so doing it just to create space even when people aren't there. So 65 post control for me is enough, and I go to it specifically just to get that post fade phenom silver. Mid-range shot 92. If we're talking about SGA, he is crazy in the mid-range. And what do we want? We want guard up, midi magician, open looks, Hall of Fame, which open looks helps you not just with mid-range, but with any shot that you take. Open looks is a very, very good badge. So getting it Hall of Fame, you get it Hall of Fame at 90. But the 92 gets you that midi magician, which I knew I wanted to hunt in the mid-range on this build. And me just in general, I don't even shoot enough to have a 3-ball up at 86. I typically hunt for middies. When I look back at clips, even the clips that I'm showing you now, a lot of these middies that I'm taking, I had open threes before. And I've noticed that after watching all these clips, and I'm getting better on noticing when I'm open at the 3-point line and trying to not hunt so tunnel vision for the mid-range, but I do just love the mid-range. So 92 midi, and if we're talking SGA, he's going to score in the mid-range. He's going to score in the post. This build is supposed to be like him. So I think that match is just right? Just fine. So a lot of great badges at 92 mid-range. Overall, just absolutely automatic in the mid-range, which is what I love. So 92. Other versions of this, and other ways that I make builds, my thresholds at least, 92, 86 for midi and 3-ball, or I'll usually go 86, 78, or depending on your height, you can go 88, 78, and 88 is going to get you that T-Mac base depending on the height you're at. If you're 6'8", you need to go 88 to get that T-Mac. So either way, a couple of my different thresholds I talk about in other videos as well, or the last video we put up about the builder secrets and things like that. It's an hour long, it's a lot, you don't have to go watch it, but I'll link it here just in case you want to. But 92 in the mid-range, SGA, absolutely automatic. 86 3-ball, we're going to that specifically to get One, at 85, you're getting limitless range bronze. At 86, you're getting the Agent 3 silver. Both really, really good badges. Yes, bronze, limitless range absolutely helps. When I have take, I can shoot from wherever I want. I can do faders from deep, which I have a clip of one. I know I do, so I'm definitely going to show it right now. But totally capable, especially with takeover. Takeover is so broken. So I'm going 86 on this one. Initially, I wanted to go 78 just because I don't really shoot threes that much. But when I did have the opportunity to shoot a three, I wanted to be able to have a better make percentage. And I also wanted to be able to pull from deeper because I hunt so much for the mid-range that when I do activate that take and people are collapsing on me so much in the mid-range, it gives me a bit more space to work. I can step deeper off the line, and it's kind of unexpected by the time I get take because I've been attacking so much inside of the arc, and now I get to step outside of the arc. And then once that take goes away, you know, vice versa. I mean, I'll still pull from three without take, and I'll still shoot in the mid-range with take, but that's kind of how you can game, right? Like that's how you play the game. You gotta make them bite on this so that then you can hit that. You gotta be the 3-level threat, right? You gotta be able to create from all around. So I went with the 92-86. You could go 92-78. You could go 86-78. You go 88-78. You can do whatever you want. But this is what I did. 71 free throw again. I said I made this just for park, so I just wanted free throw enough to be able to hit when I needed to. And that 71, you get bronze free points. Since 2K20, I've used the Michael Jordan free throw, so I'm very consistent with that. I can run the 71 and be fine. But if it's like a proper comp setting, like if you're running Pro Am 5s, I very strongly believe in a very high free throw because free throws aren't free. And although I am fairly consistent at 71, I absolutely love having 90 plus. At 80, you're going to get silver free points. At 90 or 91, you're going to get gold. And at 99, you're going to get Hall of Fame. If I can get over a 90 free throw, 95 or 99, I get it. Typically, but since I made this knowing it was either going to be for Pro Am 3s or for park, I didn't need any free throws. So I went with the 71. Again, if you put that driving dunk down to 36, you can absolutely invest into a ton of free throw or more post control or whatever it is. So totally up to you, but this is how I did it and why. Pass accuracy 77, something very, very new for me. Something that I have not been a fan of. Something I have sworn against and something I have told people they are dumb as a primary ball handler to run. I was wrong. I have videos claiming, you know, I was wrong, but I wasn't wrong, right? 77 is enough. Again, here are some clips. Full court passes you guys are seeing here, right? Like, yes, there's some of these. Would they get there quicker and more of a straight line with a little bit less arc? Yes, absolutely, if I had the 86 or 87 passing. But is 77 enough? Yes, absolutely. 87 is great because you get the bronze bailout. And bronze bailout is a amazing, amazing badge, and I do miss having it. I love it. But what I'm able to do with the build as a point guard by putting the pass to 77 and knowing I'm still going to be able to throw a full court dot is the bailout worth it. You have to choose that for yourself. But for me, one, I made this for park, so I didn't even know that. I was like, this will be enough in park. You don't need, like, you know, it's not like that. But I'm in the rec with this build a lot now, and the 77 is plenty. So pass accuracy is just so expensive, and as a point guard, you just get limited so much when you put that passing high. I wouldn't be able to have 80 layup, which makes me pretty elite at finishing with layups as long as you know how to use them, right? Whether it's floaters or getting to the rim. Pretty elite shooting. I've got 92 mid-range and an 86 three ball. I've got a 91 steal. I've got a 91 steal and a 92 three ball. That's two things over 90. I've got an 80 driving layup. And if we took down some of that driving dunk, we could put that even higher. So with the 86 passing, this build, 87 passing, this build loses a lot of what it is right now. 70 block, the 60 defensive rebound, which gets you bronze rebound chaser. You probably don't get if we're gonna up this passing. Typically on my builds that I've had in the past, they've got perimeter and they've got steal. They don't really have much else on defense. Why on a 6'6" do we need the rebound and the block? We're gonna talk about it. One, it was a park build, right? But I'm gonna show you plenty of clips of me getting a lot of blocks and rebounds. It's worth it, in my opinion, and with how I play. We'll talk about it when we get there, but 77 pass accuracy, that's going to get you the bronze needle threader. Yes, it's absolutely worth it. I would absolutely not go lower than this at all. I said that before about 87 passing. I was wrong, but I would not, and I will never go lower than 77 on a point guard. I just won't do it. You've got to have the bronze needle threader, and 77 is the absolute bare minimum. And you'll even see, you know, comp people, they might not be the primary ball handler, but 77 passing is what they're running even in a comp setting. But they're not really going to go lower than that. And if they are, it's out of sacrifice because they need to go high somewhere else. But 77 passing is enough. I'm sure I'm showing you clips of proof. It's enough for me. Maybe you got to try it out yourself. I wasn't a believer. I'm a believer now. So 77 passing is where I'm at. 87 ball handle. So this is where we might get a little like, I don't know, you know, I don't know if what you're saying is true. At 6'6", you don't need the 92. Straight up, you don't need the 92. I have 6'6s. We have videos of them on the channel with 92 ball handle, all that. You don't need it at 6'6". If you're 6'8", I think you should up your ball handle. I think you should invest into post control to get the gold unpluckable. All of that. On a 6'6", gold unpluckable or silver unpluckable, I have not seen a difference. 85 ball handle to 92 ball handle, I have not seen a difference. Even if you're talking like being like a dribble god or anything like that, which I'm not that. I am trying to get better at dribbling and just like, you know, breaking people off and like being, I don't know, spammy or whatever it is. But that's just not my style per se. And at 92 to 85, like, I mean, like, it's just... At 6'6", you can get away with it. So at the 85 ball handle and the 75 speed with ball, which you can get away with at 6'6", and you're still fast as shit. The silver speed booster and the silver blow by, you're still fast. You're good. What I have done, and I mentioned this in my last video, is I used to invest into very high ball handle and very high speed with ball because I lacked in my ball handling. I lacked in dribbling moves and being able to do that stuff. I took a little bit of time to try and get better. And now that I've got the lower ball handle and the lower speed with ball than I've had on my other point guard builds, I feel much faster. I'm breaking people off a lot more. And that's because I took some time to learn the game. And now I know how to activate my badges, right? Speed booster is good. Gold speed booster is better than silver speed booster. But if I have gold speed booster and I don't know how to activate it, it's nothing, right? So at silver, badges are enough, at least at 6'6", and I believe that myself. I also made this build based off of a Chalk build in video. If you don't know who Chalk is, he's like a proper competitive player, like one of the best out right now. And he has two versions of a build similar, and he has one with 92 and 90 speed with the ball, 92 ball handle, all that. And he also has another one with the 85 and the 75. And he's the reason I made this build with this ball handle, this speed with ball, this speed, and this acceleration, because he vouched for it. And I was like, I'm gonna make it and we're gonna see. And I absolutely agree, and I think it's more than enough. In a proper comp setting in fives, maybe he runs his 92-90, I don't know. But with what I see and what I run into, like I mentioned before, this is absolutely enough. This is absolutely enough for me. Like I said, I'm playing Pro AM 3s, I'm playing rec, or I'm in the park. Yes, if I ran into a proper comp, Pro AM 5s, flock, burly build, 99 steal, 99 perimeter, 90, multiple 90 categories in defense, I'll probably get plucked. But I'm also seeing guys with 92 ball handle and 90 speed with ball and all that also being plucked in that same setting. If you don't know how to dribble, and if you present the ball to the defender, you're going to get plucked anyways. So I've gotten better at ball handling, and with what I encounter and what I run into in the game modes that I play, this is absolutely enough for me. So again, you got to make the choice for yourself. But at 6'6", it stands, you can get away with this. You don't need the gold unpluckable. You don't need crazy speed with ball. You're already faster. Like at 6'8", yes, I would invest into more, but at 6'6", it's enough. So you can just go to 85. I went to 87 just to get the killer combos. Typically, I don't play that way. 85 was all I was gonna go to, but I knew I wanted to learn and get better. So I invested into the 87 so I could get the killer combos silver. And since then I have, tried my best to learn and get better. So 87 ball handle, that's where I'm gonna go. You could go to 85 if you want, save some points if you don't think you're much of a killer combos guy or whatever it is, but 87 ball handle is where we're at. 75 speed with ball, this is why. Blow by, speed booster, and hyperdrive are all going to silver once you hit that 75. Don't go lower than 75. I would not do it. 75, absolutely worth it. Absolutely the minimum of where I would go if you're going to go with like the lower attributes on things, right? So 75 speed with ball gets you the silver everything. If you have extra points, let's say we don't invest into that driving dunk at all, or we put it to 36, and you want to bump some into speed with ball or wherever it is, go for it. Like I said, take from wherever you want, and make it work best for you. But again, something I wasn't necessarily a believer of. I was a bit iffy on. I tried it. I love this build. Here we are making a video on it. For me, it's been enough. For you, it might not be. I don't know. You got to decide that for yourself. Interior defense, we didn't invest into that, guys. That's just there by default. I think because perimeter and steal and other stuff, whatever, but interior defense is up at 50, which is still decent. But I'm not much of a believer in interior defense myself, unless you're really like a proper big man and you are investing all the way up to post lockdown because you're running into that one pure inside who's backing you down from the 3-point line. Sure, but we're on a point guard. We don't need it. It's fine. This is enough. We're good. That'll also show in the rebounds that we get, which I will show you guys when we get there, but no interior defense that we invested into like specifically, and we're still getting rebounds and all types of things. We're still getting stops in the paint, all that. Perimeter defense, 85. That's kind of my minimum. I personally love defense. I love playing defense. It's probably where I have the most fun in the game, but I'm also the primary ball handler with my squad, and it's also the role I enjoy the most on the team as well. So I always have to make two ways. I guess that's kind of a bummer because you don't get to invest so much on the offense, but I mean, look at this build. We're not really lacking in offense at all, and we're not lacking in defense. So I think it's a proper two-way. 85 perimeter, that's going to get you the silver everything, as long as you invest into the 55 strength to get you that silver clamps. So 55 strength is going to get you that silver clamps. The 60 strength is going to get you that silver fearless finisher for that layup. So strength is a bit expensive and it limits some things that you're doing, but 85 perimeter, absolutely worth it. Totally working well. With the 86 speed, which also we'll get into, you're a pretty elite defender if you know how to play. So 85 perimeter, great for perimeter defense. You're getting silver everything. You're getting gold off ball pest, which is a great badge. You can throw people out of bounds with bronze off ball pest. So gold is great. Steel up at 91. Like you guys saw in the thumbnail with the badges, those are badges actually for this build. Those 6 badges on the thumbnail are actually badges that this build has. We're getting the gold glove, gold interceptor, and gold right stick gripper. What's up, puppy? Sorry, y'all. I got the dogs in here today. They're trying to talk to me. 91 steel, we're getting the gold everything. Is it worth it? Totally up to you. Now, I typically play more passing lanes, so I would even make this build with 89 steel. Or if you don't even want to invest that high in steel, you can go to 85. And if you don't want to invest into steel at all, then don't, and put it wherever you want. 85 steel is very good, though. You get silver everything. 89 is nice for me because I still get gold interceptor, which is typically where I'm playing. But I went to 91 because I wanted to start working on steals more, which is also something I've talked about. You know, do you need steel? Is it worth having? Blah, blah, blah. I think it is worth having, but you have to make it worth having. That doesn't mean spamming, but you got to be aggressive. I've been more aggressive, and I went to the 91 because I wanted to work on being more aggressive and just adding something to my game defensively. So if you're gonna lack per se on perimeter, which I don't think we're lacking by any means, but if you're gonna have it, you know, 85, not 94 or whatever, I think having that steel is really gonna help. Perimeter and steel really, really complement one another. When you're clamping someone up on the perimeter and you can get a pluck too, it's working. You can even, I think you can even go lower on perimeter if you've got high steel, because you're not necessarily waiting so much on a clamp or a stop, but you're also throwing some plucks in there as well. So either way, a little carried away, but 91, we're going for the gold everything. Gold glove is absolutely goated, and you have to go to 91 to get that. So if you're gonna go for it, go for it. 91 for steel, absolutely elite, absolutely worth having. Moving on. Block up to 70. So you actually only need to go to 68 block with a 60 vert, I believe it is. Yeah. So you need the 68 block with a 60 vert to get the bronze chase down. I was iffy. I didn't know if I was going to get the animations triggered that I wanted, or if I was even going to get blocks at all. But check this out. I'm getting blocks. Here are some clips. It's been really fun. I went to 70 just because I wasn't totally sure if I was going to get the animations I wanted. I had some extra points and I was like, I'm just going to put it here because I've had silver chase down before. I don't know if 68 is going to be enough or if it needs an extra little boost. Like the 3-ball, for instance. If you go to 76 3-ball, it's good. You don't get anything specifically from 76 to 78, but you do get a percentage increase on like your green window. So I didn't know if block was kind of like that as well. So I went to 70 just because I had the extra points. 68 is all you need to go to, and I think you can go to 68 and you'll be absolutely fine. But what I'm at, and what you're seeing in this video, I'm at 70. You're not gaining anything from 68 to 70 other than maybe a placebo effect. I don't know. But 70 block, I'm getting that bronze chase down. Something to note, something to absolutely note. I also mentioned this in my last video. Investing into block in any capacity is going to give you better contests on the perimeter if you're jumping. You're going to get better contest animations out of that if you've invested into block. So not only is it helping me on chase downs, but it's helping me on protecting the perimeter. So if I get a guy, you know, that's 6'8", 6'9", or if I'm just far off on my defender for whatever reason, I get stuck on a screen, whatever it is, when I jump, I'm gonna get a better animation. It's the same with steel, right? When you don't have steel and you're hitting X, you're going flying. Even if you get those steel badges to bronze, you're probably, I don't know, but you're probably going to get some better animations and not go flying so much, right? So investing in a block helps you on those perimeter contests. If you're jumping, like if you're gonna press Y, it makes you much more of an elite defender. And again, initially we made this build for park. So the reason I'm investing in a block and the reason I'm investing into rebound is because typically it's gonna be in a setting of 3s or 2s or even one-on-one. And especially in one-on-one, I want to be able to grab my rebound over my defender, or at least have some sort of chance. So the bronze rebound chaser, just like the block, investing into it is going to get you those better animations and is absolutely worth it, in my personal opinion, and with why I made this build. Now I'm running this build in rec a lot, and I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't take away the block and I wouldn't take away the rebound because they're both working great for me. So this is where I'm at. 70 block, you only need to go to 68, totally up to you. But there's really, for me, nowhere else to put the points. I knew 71 free throw was kind of all I wanted, so I just went ahead and invested in the 70 because I was a bit iffy. But after running it, I think you can go 68 and you'll be totally fine. Defensive rebound, we're at 60. The clips that I'm showing you right now, I do not have any rebound chaser on at all. I have not invested into my rebounding at all, and this is what we're going to talk about. Interior defense, rebounding. Is it worth investing into? Yes, invest into the defensive rebound. Interior defense, no. Look, I'm in here grabbing rebounds sometimes over center, which isn't like repeatable per se, but is possible. And I want to talk to you guys about that just a little bit, but I don't want to make it too long. I think it's absolutely worth investing into, but like I said, in these clips, I don't even have it invested into on the build yet. I haven't invested into my defensive rebound at all with where the build's at right now. So the defensive rebound, totally worth it, especially in the setting I knew I was going to regularly play on this, which is, like I said, 3, 2s, 1s, but it's going to help you. However, in the clips I'm showing you, I don't have any rebound. So why invest into it if you're still getting rebounds? Because you're going to get even better ones. And like I said, the setting I'm going to be in, I want to have better animations. I want to have a better chance. But if you play things right, like interior, if you wall up in the paint or you stop your guy before he gets deep into the paint and you stop him, you know, sooner, and you put a body, then you're going to get stops. Same with rebounding. If you play off of the speed and positioning, you're going to be able to grab a board. I'm not going to jump over a center and grab a board, but if I use my 86 speed and like, you know, I'm smaller, yes, but I'm able to cut in and out of things or move faster. It's going to help you get boards. So if you can work on your body positioning and use your speed to your advantage, you're still going to grab boards. Absolutely invest into the rebound chaser if you're going to make this build. Or is it worth it? Yes, I absolutely think so. 86 speed. 86 speed is elite. You see a lot of locks, defenders who are running 85, 86 speed. It's a very elite speed. Yes, this is only for like off ball per se. Like this isn't like when I have the ball, I'm not any faster, I don't think, because I have 86 speed. That's where speed with ball comes in. But 86 speed on defense, on a fast break, all of that. It's being fast in this game. I mean, it helps you even get rebounds like I just showed you, right? So speed is very, very OP in this game, just across the board. Any position you're in, speed is good. If you can get it, you should get it. If you can put it a point higher, 2 points higher, whatever, because you've got some extra, I think you should do it. I think it's absolutely worth investing into. So we're going 86 speed because it's elite, and that's pretty much it. Pretty simple, 86 speed, very elite. 74 acceleration. Acceleration is one of those things in 2K currently, or really since the start, that has been like, do you need it? I don't know. Some people, like, there's two sides of it. Some people believe in it, some people don't. I think I believe in everything. I think if you invest into something at all, it's going to make you better. I don't think the builder is like BSing that, you know, but in terms of points, in terms of what it's worth, in terms of where I can put points elsewhere if I don't make this too crazy, then I'm gonna go at 74, because there have been tests that 74 and up, there's basically no difference. However, like I said, I do believe that if you invest into something, there's got to be some sort of difference, right? There's just got to be, but maybe not. But there's been tests, 2K Labs, all types of things, 2K Toots on YouTube if you watch him. But acceleration doesn't really, from 74 and on, there's really no difference. So I went with the 74 again. This is off a Chalk's build. He had the 74. And I feel fast, man. I feel fast. I'm getting open, off ball, on ball, with ball, whatever you want to call it. Like, I'm getting open. I'm breaking off defenders, all of that. But you have to use everything together, like, which is obvious, but like, you've got to learn how to trigger those speed boosts, or learn how to use that off-ball speed, or learn how to dex and like do all these things. And if you don't know how to do that, drop a comment, let me know. I don't know, do tutorials, but I don't think that anyone here really needs this. But if you do, let me know. Dexing or anything, like if any words are foreign to you, or, you don't know what they mean, let me know. We'll talk about it. And if it's something that people really, want a video on, then we can totally do it. But either way, 74 acceleration. I don't feel slow. I'm showing you clips. I feel great. I love this build. I'm not capping, I'm not lying. Like, this is my build that I'm running every single time I load up. This is what I'm running, and I love it. So 74 acceleration, it's truly all you need. If you want more, go ahead and get more. If you put that dunk down or put anything else down, or the 3-ball or whatever it is, invest it there if that's what you want to do. Do your own thing, do what works best for you and what you believe in, totally. But this is where I went. 60 strength, I already talked about this. We're going to 50 just to get the clamps. If you go to 55, you're going to get Fearless Finisher Bronze. But if you go up to 60, you're going to get Fearless Finisher Silver. I know that I want that Fearless Finisher Silver. If I could get it higher, then I would have taken other things down and I would have invested to get the Fearless Finisher Gold. But at 80 driving layup, silver is where you max out. So 60 strength specifically just for the Fearless Finisher at 60, the clamps at 50. A bonus, you get physical handles, bronze, which I think is a very, very good badge. And I do enjoy it. I don't invest specifically for it, but having it, I do like having it. So physical handles, Fearless Finisher, clamps, we're going up to that 60 strength. Vertical up to 60 for that bronze chase down specifically. So if you don't invest in the block, then you don't have to invest in the vert, and invert's kind of expensive too, so you're going to save some points. If you don't invest in the layup, you don't need to invest into the strength so high, right? You only need to go to 50 and not 60. So now you're saving points, and you can you can make that 3-ball higher, you can make the layup higher, you can make the post control higher, you can make anything higher, maybe only by a few ticks, some by a lot of ticks. Your free throw, you can probably max out, like, who knows. But we're going 60 vertical to get that bronze chase down. Is that SGA? No, we don't get shades of SGA in this video. Does he get blocks? I don't know. I know he gets a lot of steals, and I know he scores in the post a lot. But again, I'm making this build based off of a player, but I'm also making it and meshing it with what works best for me, the game mode that I'm playing, and what makes the most sense in 2K. This is 2K's version of SGA, not a real life version of SGA. If we made a real life version of a player, we wouldn't be able to do it. It's like LeBron. You can't make a LeBron build with the high enough dunk, with the high enough layup, with the high enough shooting, with the high enough defense. You can't properly make anyone in the league, right? So 60 vertical is to get that chase down, and I think it's absolutely worth having. And 99 stamina, we're always going to 99 stamina. That's the build. Don't skip out on stamina. Maybe you can go 98 if it gets you a point for something else. That's totally fine, but firm believer in stamina, absolutely should have it. So I made the build look like SGA, but we don't get shades of SGA. It's a perimeter threat, 6'6". We get Derek Harper, CJ McCollum, and Lonzo Ball. Not bad shades at all. And I've really enjoyed this build. I hope you guys enjoy it too. The All-Stars were announced. I think this was a perfect time to release this video. It wasn't planned. I did plan to release it, but again, like I said, I didn't know the All-Stars were going to get announced, and this is an all-star starting point guard. So I think it's someone pretty good to make a build after. That being said, if this video helped you in any capacity at all, please give me a like, a comment, a sub, whatever it is. We're growing pretty fast. We hit 700 subs yesterday, or like late the day before, and right now we are at 780. Actually, I can check right now. Last time I looked, actually, we were at 797. I'm gonna refresh. We're at 800 subs right now, and it's growing. Like, this is very, very surprising. This is very cool, and I'm very stoked, and I really appreciate everybody who's new. I appreciate everyone who's returning. I appreciate all of that, so thank you so much. It really means a lot to me, and I didn't really expect it, and I haven't really been taking this too serious, but I'm going to now, and I'm going to try and upload videos on a more regular basis for you guys. So please give me ideas. Let me know what you think you need. Let me know what maybe is missing, what you keep looking for a video of, but no one has it. I'll make it. Right now we're small, and that means I can interact with you guys. I can talk with you guys. Like, we can connect. The problem when you actually get bigger on a platform is that it gets harder and harder to interact with your following and with your people and with the OGs. So right now we're small. So let's take advantage of it. Let's talk, let's chat. I'll make whatever you guys need. I'll talk with you about whatever you guys need. But that being said, I really appreciate it. I'll catch you guys in the next one.